The playoffs are in full swing as we welcome you to this postseason contest on EA Sports. The ball is teed up, and with the boots, the NFL postseason has officially begun. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game.
I'm one.
All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Right to the air, Burrow. That's into the hands of Moore. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4.
Here we go. 11 MT, tape. 11,
now it's the first carry for Isaiah Pacheco. He locates a couple of yards through that chaos. Devin Lloyd on the tackle.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Third and just 2 to go.
11.
It's Pacheco again. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
I'm one, ready?
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43.
Here we go.
Right back to Pacheco. And he won't get anything there. Several defenders nearby to hold him up. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
Burrow setting up the play action. Finds a man right side. And he drives it close to the red zone before going out. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Here we go.
On first down, here's Burrow. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
And look at that. All that effort and success from the previous play, it is gone. Credit to this defense who snapped and cleared. That's part of this game. You got to snap and clear. Give up a big play, come back and make a big one for yourself. And they do get home that side.
Cut near the goal line. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
And he runs it across. Touchdown! The Bengals finish up an excellent opening series. It's an Isaiah Pacheco touchdown. Extra point added on by McPherson. And the Bengals will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Starting from the 5. Big shot at the end of that return as he gets it just past the 20. drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Trap 60, trap 60. Let's go. Panther 11, Panther 11. 60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat. Panther Street, Panther Street. Hut, hut.
Throwing from the gun here. Complete out to the right. Has some daylight through the 40. A flag's down as he stops. Looks like this one's on the offense. A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond. Double the distance to go after that holding call. It's now 1st and 20.
Ready? Cut 19, cut 19. Hut.
Back now, pressure on its way. His first throw is an interception. And he's going to go. It's a pick 6. Thrown at the depth where linebackers come into play in coverage, partner. And sure enough, one of them jumps it and takes it to the house.
You say that. You know what I think about? I think about the depth finder on my fishing boat. You're absolutely right. This is where these linebackers love to lurk and could do some serious damage.
A quick chance at redemption after that pick 6 as it's sent away. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Cowboy 80. Hurt. Get up. Take go.
Here's Travis Etienne on the ground. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's a Jaguar 1st down.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Second and 15. Pocket isn't
Come on,
enough.
man.
Drop it.
Bullshit.
And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Sometimes I wish everybody could feel what that feels like. When you're a QB and you just feel the air in the pocket getting sucked out and you know there's no escape, it can be just one heck of a deflating feeling. Not for that defense who puts a sack on the board.
So not an enviable spot here as they come up on 3rd and very long. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. Geno Stone picks it off. And the Bengals will be set up great after a terrific return down inside the 15.
Oh, coaches just love that effort right there. Instantly, as he made the pick, everybody was looking for a block and doing their part to set up the return. And I know it pales in comparison to giving up the turnover, but how about the effort on the other side to track him down and stop a potential pick 6? I think everybody deserves a little credit on the field for that effort.
And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, once we saw them on a collision course with one another, we know how inertia works. The bigger man, he wins.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Slot receiver headed left. Wideouts getting involved in the ground game. And the struggles from the last play carry into this one. This also just gets back to the line.
We call that play to surprise the defense, try to get to the goal line. But a quick adjustment by the defense, well, kept him in position to make the stop and ruin that play.
Wonder what's in the playbook here as they come up on 3rd and 11. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. Escapes the pocket. He's running for it. And he will score. It's a Cincinnati touchdown. The Bengals pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive.
You're going to send all my men the opposite direction.
With the touchdown.
Wow.
McPherson add the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Bengals push their lead to 21-zip already.
But you actually sent my man all of the same. Wow.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30.
Here we go, Shaq. Buffalo 18. Ready?
Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. He's throwing deep to the left side. That one vehemently swatted away. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
19 tight. Go.
2nd and 10 now. Catch made by Keaton Mitchell. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
Rhythm. You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler gets himself into rhythm. And I'm just telling you, Kate, from experience, these little throws to running backs, it's one of the best things to get your offense into rhythm and a nice little gain on top of it.
We've reached the end of one in this opening. Back for the 2nd quarter. It's Jaguar football. They start out with 3rd and 4. Pass play coming here. Oh, baby, he gets rocked and the ball is out. And now the Bengals have it. And they limit the damage on the return, but it is still a turnover.
Hey, I get it, Kate. 3rd down, you're doing all you can to try to stay on the field. But unfortunately, poor ball security loosens his hold on it, and the defense knocks it free. Instead of facing 4th down, even better, that defense is off the field completely.
11 mighty.
Play action now, Burrow. And this throw's knocked away, incomplete. Great defensive effort to reject that one. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
You know, that is so hard to do. That's called body control. Great positioning to swat the ball away, not go through the receiver, no penalty flag. He's got the body control and, more importantly, the timing to knock that ball away.
And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield and a back who can show off his wheels.
1st down, and they go right back to him. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Hey, look, any run of this size is going to wound the defense. If you get this game going right at the heart of their defense, you start to break their will and break their pride.
Up to the line, and they're set. 1st and 10. Running up the middle, Pacheco. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play. Halfway there on 1st down, that brings up 2nd and 5.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, If you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
It's a design boot. And that'll be enough for the first as they touch him down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
Going jumbo set on this first and goal.
Get set.
Pacheco. And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
Hey, I get it on first and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
Now it's second and goal from the 1.
Here we go, here we go.
They'll try to run with Pacheco. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. Second and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical third down.
Here we go, here we go.
On third and goal, here's Burrow. He's on the move. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line.
That's just a case where you're trying to make something when there really is nothing there. There just wasn't an opening for him to work with, and he was lucky to get what he could.
On fourth down, out comes the Bengals field goal team and Evan McPherson. This is a chip shot from the left hash. Butker knocks it through. And special teams convert to get them a little something out of that possession.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive. First and 10.
Come on, set.
Quick throw, right side, complete to start this drive. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
He's got a man left. Breaks the tackle, green grass ahead. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. A pickup there of 33 yards. And that'll be good for a Jacksonville first down. So the complexion of this drive has changed dramatically now. New set of downs inside the 35. So early movement from the backfield, Brock. They've jumped the gun a bit, and that brings out the flag. So tough to stay set when you've got defenders doing everything they can to make you jump, and, well, they got one of them to move that time. They're set back 5 by that false start. Now 15 yards to the marker.
Panther 60. Take go.
Airing it out on first down. That's too far in front, and it's not going to be caught. Well, no look on his first look of the game, and that makes it second and long.
That just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted, even on some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down.
Check, Bobcat.
Throwing it again here. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up. We're at the 2-minute warning now from Everbank. And it's the Jaguars in an unenviable third and pretty far.
Ready? 19 Lions.
Back to throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. So that brings up 4th and long. The Jaguars into punt formation. And he's got a good chance to really stick him deep his first time out. And they down this one right at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
They're out and set. 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Here's Burrow. An alert play defensively there. He got a hand on it to tip it away, and that makes it 2nd down.
Not an open passing lane to be found anywhere. He took what he thought was the best one available, and they still managed to tip the ball away.
11 empty.
Burrow throwing again on 2nd and 10. Pass hauled in by the rookie from Miami. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them. And the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2.
11 empty, tank. 11 empty, tank.
Burrow out of the shotgun. Has it downfield working the left. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. Cincinnati uses its 2nd timeout. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth. But a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
Looking for his wide receiver there. So they're left facing 3rd and long.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down.
Here we go.
A give right side. Here's Pacheco. And he's able to drive up past the 40. The Jaguars are going to call their first time out. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Bengals lining up to punt now on 4th, and they're going to bring out Brad Robbins to kick it away. And a big hit on the return to stop him cold. So no return on that punt. And the Jaguars are going to take over from deep in their own side. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
Set up. Strike at 60. Tiger.
Throwing now from the gun. And he's not quite that fast. Let him just a bit too much. That's incomplete. No luck finding his receiver that time. So that brings up 2nd down.
Let's go now.
They're throwing it. He puts everything behind this one. Oh, brother, it's another interception. Geno Stone picks it off. And the Bengals have it now on his 8th pick of the year.
I know he started to play as a defender, but gosh, he looked good, didn't he? Running it back, he looked like a receiver navigating on that return. The way he saw the field, he baited obstacles and he chewed up yardage in the open space. Wouldn't make those offensive coaches and teammates proud. We've seen defensive players get touches on occasion. I think he just gave himself maybe a look on that side of the ball down the road.
Targets have far less room to work in this red zone, Gronk, but down this close as a former quarterback, I'm just going to assume you got to feel like he should have been able to hold on through whatever.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get in that huddle and you remind him, now listen, guys, it's going to be contested. We know it's a physical game, all 100 yards up and into the red zone and end zone. But when you get down here, you've got to come up with contested catches, and he couldn't.
A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here.
Here we go.
Burrow from the gun. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Cincinnati. The Bengals get more points to end a lopsided first half. McPherson to add the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Bengals continue piling onto this lead. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. 1st and 10, but only time left for maybe a couple of plays here. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. Got him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! But the Jaguars get back on top of the loose football. They're keeping possession. That brings us to halftime. We'll get a break as our teams make their adjustments and then return with more of the NFL on EA Sports in just a little bit. Well, that first half, certainly an interesting one. Kate, Scott, Brock Eward with you as we get back and see what the second half has in store for us. With this kick, we're back underway. A spot in the divisional round on the line. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Throwing with a blitz on the way. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. Offense in the hurry up here. Trying again following the sack. And he's in trouble and gets brought down again. Offense up to the line fast. 3rd and long for him here. Again, he's under pressure, and he goes down. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Throwing from near his own goal line. Stays in the pocket. Oh, no, ball's loose. Ball's loose in the end zone. And a defender's on it. This is a touchdown. The Bengals grow the lead coming out of halftime. Point after up and good by McPherson. And the Bengals grow their lead yet again. Nice little energy on their sideline after that fumble return scored. And with plenty of energy, he'll send this one away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Here we go, set.
They'll come out throwing. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him.
Taking a look at that scoreboard, and you just can't go backwards. If you're going to close this gap, you've got to stay on schedule. Had a hard time doing so with a double-digit deficit.
Let's see what they dial up on a 2nd and very long. Now here's Keaton Mitchell with the run.
That play was broken badly. Things only got worse as he tried to improvise and tried to find an opening. It's probably going to be a while before they revisit that page of the playbook.
From his own end zone on 3rd and long. And he won't find an escape. They converge and drop him for the safety. Well, this has been one of the big stories of the game, partner. He's been sacked over and over and over here. And this time, cost him more than just yards. It cost him 2 points and possession. Former quarterback, man, what are you thinking at this point in the game?
I'm thinking I'm going to be spending a lot of time in the training room to get my body right. And I think, were you Marshawn Lynch right there? Over and over
there
and
you
over.
go. Let's go. Now he starts from the 6. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Drive begins with a run by Pacheco. And that's good for a gain of 5. Devin Lloyd on the tackle. First down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
A humble 5-6-yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain. Not a game-changing play by any means. But one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
11 coming.
A 2nd down run by Pacheco. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Ooh, I like that call. I really like it with those sticks. You can keep them on the sidelines, and you get more than enough to get the first down.
1-1, ready?
The drive picks up here. 1st and 10. They'll give this up the middle to Pacheco. It is charged towards the line. That's right around 3 yards.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
I think with that call, they were trying to set him up with a short 3rd down run, but he said, nope, not on my watch. I'll just go get it all right here. Now, playbook's wide open for 1st and 10.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
2nd and 8. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to be marked down 5 yards short of that 1st.
Here we go, here we go.
Let's see what they went with on 3rd down. Looking to throw, Burrow. He's going to push one deep down the... He's got it inside the 25. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11. It's a pickup of 11. And it sets up a Cincinnati first down. What?
On 1, ready?
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. And they'll take a knee.
Here we go. Here we go.
And they'll kneel this down.
Here we go.
This drive in some serious trouble. It's 3rd and 12. And he's going to take a knee.
On 2.
A conversion unlikely, but the offense is going for it. 4th and 13. And they'll take a knee. No, you're not seeing things incorrectly, folks. You do not need glasses. They are, in fact, lining up to punt on 1st down. And what a bounce that had to take. Wow, somehow made it all the way into the end zone for a touchback. They're out and set, 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Fullback dive up the gut. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3.
That's the kind of run play that feels like tug-of-war at field day. And you're just not moving the other side. Just a short run. Neither side feels particularly good about it, and we'll move to the next.
And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. 6 yards on the run. That sets up 4th and 3. The Bengals send out the punting unit. And this will be his 2nd effort of the contest. And it'll bounce out of bounds, and he could not have hit this much better. That's going to pin him at their own 5-yard line. And no, you're not seeing things wrong, folks. They are, in fact, lining up to punt on 1st down. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop. Not sure what possessed them to do this. It looks like they're lining up to punt inside the red zone. And he drives it skyward, hoping to drop this near the goal line. And another mistake for them here. This punt had way too much on it. It's into the end zone for a touchback. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
Here we go, here we go.
They'll start this series with an option left. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
It's easy for me to say up here in the friendly confines of the booth, Kate, but that was not the right read. And you hate seeing him absorb yet another hit at the end of the play. You never want him taking unnecessary shots throughout this game. You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush your passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
This drive in some serious trouble. It's 3rd and 12.
Here we go. 11 and...
Running left with Pacheco. And he found a seam and burst this forward to the 25.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
They're out now, ready to punt it. Brad Robbins will kick it away. Ooh, it's away, but he knows he mishit that one. Headed for the sideline. And this one gets just beyond midfield before sailing out. The Jaguars in a good starting spot for this drive. Coming up, 1st and 10. Airing it out to start this drive. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. Working fast as the clock ticks towards 0. After the sack, another pass on 2nd down. They're on him again, and he goes down again. Keeping that pace going as the clock continues to run. Here he is on 3rd and long. Trying to push it deep downfield, and they pick him off again. Cam Taylor-Britt picks it off. And the Bengals have it after forcing his 4th INT of the day. Well, Brock, it has been a special day for this defense when it comes to forcing turnovers. Big play after big play, and that is their 4th interception of this contest.
Special for the defense and an absolute nightmare for a quarterback. 1 interception, it sticks with you all week long, but throwing 4, he probably wishes he could be anywhere else on earth other than this field right now. They could stop the clock now if they choose. In the final moments of the game, every second counts. If you're going to call a timeout, you want to be right next to that official to signal it in. just as that knee goes down.
So the Bengals take this one on the road. And you never want to count out those wild card teams once the postseason begins, right? We've seen a few go on magical runs before, and they've officially begun theirs here, fighting their way to next week's divisional round games. So for Brock Eward, our incredible crew, everybody here at EA Sports, I'm Kate Scott signing off. We'll see you next time. The Bengals emerge as winners as we bid farewell from Jacksonville.